I have dated men and they have not given me or made me feel like I was safe enough to be in a relationship. Let's just say that for number one. Number two, yes, I have had sex. That doesn't necessarily mean I've had sex with multiple men. Doesn't necessarily mean that the person that I've had sex with, I want to be in a relationship with them. That can still be my choice and that can still be okay.
Of course.
So when I say it's okay for me to be single for 10 years without a relationship, I think that's very normal. So
you're right. It's normal nowadays. Like nowadays, it's not uncommon, but it's because modern women are side chicks.
I'm not a side chick.
You was 10 years.
Who said that?
Because
I'm a side.
This is how relationships. I'm not even saying this like to be me. It's just this is how relationships start nowadays. They start like how many times have you heard of a situationship? So and it seems like you've been in a situationship. I
haven't.
Then what else would you call sleeping with someone?
Friends with benefits, is that not
situationship?
Yeah, that's a situationship.
Okay,
yeah. So if you're in a friends with benefits situation, that's uncommitted. So what else is he doing? You're a side chick.
I'm not a side chick. I feel like a side chick is when somebody's in a relationship with somebody and then they're doing something with somebody on the side.
Okay.
No, side chick is when you're one of many chicks.
Okay.
One of many.
Let me tell as a man, this thing of where you women have to believe there has to be a main in order for me to be a side chick. It's not. It's a crazy phenomenon. If you are one of a selection, you're a side chick. That's it. Stop thinking that he has to have a main one where he looks after. You're just one of many.
I'm not, but I understand what you're saying, but I'm not.
Okay. If you were sleeping with a man and he wasn't your boyfriend, he wasn't your husband, and you wasn't, and
he's
you
single.
wasn't, yes, he's single, and so were you.
Yeah.
So therefore, you was a side chick.
Doing grown things.
See, what you're trying to do, you're trying to move the goalpost. You keep trying to change it. Now we're doing, yes, it's grown things, but those grown things still amount to you being a side chick and not his main woman.
And that's your opinion, and that's okay.
You know what, bro?
And that's okay.
Bro? This is the majority of women in this day and age. I'd say this started from.
Can I ask you over there?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's uncommon.
Yeah.
That's how most relationships start. When I ask people, like it usually starts as a situationship. Most women start as side chicks. In the West, I will say in the West.
And then a lot of the time they put pressure on the guy to get into a relationship.
Yeah, but we control. See. In case you don't know, this is a phrase that people say, okay, women control sex, men control access to relationships. So unless you're going to get down on one knee and give me a gold Rolex and ask me to be your husband, then what you have to do is you have to fall in your femininity along for me to ask you to be my girlfriend. Then I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, this girl is better than all the rest of the women. I want to lock her down. I want to go to the jewelers and buy a ring and give it to you. So this is a process that needs to happen. And in order for this to happen, you have to understand that process. But the moment you give a guy sex days, after that, you've given him everything already. So there's no need for him to actually make you into his girl or his wife. The need to make you into his girl or his wife is because you possess something that no other women have. If it's just sex and you give it away and you're not a virgin, you give it to other men, then we don't consider it as something special. And the problem is,
what if I'm not looking for something? What if I'm not looking for something?
That's fine. That's also fine. But I think at some level, unless you're saying you don't want to be, you don't want to, then at some level you're going to want something. So a lot of the things you do in the past can affect the guy that you actually meet when he meets you and actually likes you. And then he's like, okay, cool. You run through all of these guys. It affects us.
Not necessarily. I'm talking to someone right now. He knows everything that I've done in my past and it's fine.
No, but that's fine. But what we're talking about, men, we like to feel special. And in a world today where women are running up body counts and stuff, none of us want to feel like the woman we've chosen, we wasn't her first choice.
But what if my body count's not high?
No, I'm not.
Are you just speaking?
No, I'm not. We are not. In this
I didn't know if you were still talking about me. I was a bit confused.
In this moment, I'm not directly aiming at you. Okay. I'm just saying, because you said you were something for 10 years, I was just like, we consider it as something like this. I'm not saying that's you. I don't know your body count. I don't want to know your body count. I'm just simply trying to say, just as a man, just listen to it from our point of view. If you never heard it like this before, just listen, just take it on board a little bit. That's all.
Can I ask you a question? Sorry, I don't know your name. So you see, over the last 10 years, when you've been in those situationships, whatever they were, just one.
Yeah.
So it's just one in the last 10 years.
One person.
And how long did it last?
It lasted 4 years.
And at any time during that situation, did you want him to be your boyfriend?
At the start, yes. And then I didn't want him to be my boyfriend, no.
Okay, so, two questions. Firstly, what happened at the start that didn't make it become a relationship? And secondly, why did he not Why do you afterwards not want him to be your boyfriend?
I was in a vulnerable state. My mum passed away and I felt like I didn't have anybody. So the person that wanted me, I was okay with doing the sexing. I did want him to be my boyfriend at first. I felt like that was the direction we was going. Realized it wasn't, understood what I could still get from him. And after a while, once I was done, we both parted our ways.
Okay. But if he had wanted to be your boyfriend during that time, it would have been a relationship, right?
He asked me to be his girlfriend. I told him no.
When did he ask you to be his girlfriend?
A year before I broke everything off.
Okay, fair enough. But
So
I guess
it's almost like when you got what you wanted, you didn't want it anymore.
I understood the person that I was sleeping with and I didn't want to be in a relationship with him, but I was okay with doing what we was doing from the start.
Okay.
so you carried on sleeping with him after you realized that there was no.
Yeah.
That there was
I didn't
no-
want to sleep around. I wanted to stay with the same person.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I hear girls say they do that a lot. But I guess in terms of the relationship itself or the situation itself, I think it still stands that with guys, if he had wanted a relationship at the beginning, you would have had a relationship. I guess, the fact that he didn't want a relationship at the beginning might have been why you didn't want it afterwards. But it still kind of stays consistent with the point that if a guy shows interest that he wants to have a relationship, that's really the deciding factor in a lot of cases. When it comes to actually having sex, it's more the girl that makes that deciding decision. So, I think when we look at someone who hasn't had a relationship for a certain amount of time, we normally work on the basis that that's because the guy didn't want it.
I feel like he didn't want it and then he did. So I don't think I was in my head about it in a way where like, I want to be in a relationship. It was very much like, I like you, you like me, this is what we're doing, why can't we be? And then he explained himself and then I felt a type of way, but understood maybe I wasn't ready to be in a relationship after my vulnerable state, after going through therapy. I understood that this isn't something that I wanted lifelong term. It wasn't something that I wanted to endure, have kids, marry with him, but I knew it was something I needed to stop, so I eventually did.
Was he really good looking?
He was alright. And let's say like his trim was a bit.
In the did she know him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he good looking? Would you say?
He was alright.
He was alright. Was he tall? How tall was he?
Not
It's like my height, like 5'6", 5'7". 5'6", 5'7".
5'7". Okay. Usually,
Like-
I just find that usually, like if a girl like it's usually looks. If a girl doesn't want to,
I wish it was. It might have been a bit easier if it was about looks.
Sorry, guys. Also, these two are exes, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah. Ooh.
Drops
Yeah.
mic.
Yeah.
Boom.
We're
I'm a guy for
exes.
10 years.
What?
He was
Wait.
my first boyfriend. After him, I never was with anybody again.
Nah, hold on a second. Hold on a
Wait.
second.
Yeah.
I thought I should.
Bang.
Yeah, you
That's my
did good.
sister.
Wait, is he who you were just talking about?
No, he's my first boyfriend ever.
But then we
Lost
became
everything.
friends.
He is the first of everything.
So why didn't that work out?
Mash everything
Ask
up.
him.
Wait, you dump her?
Huh?
You dump her, or she dump you?
I did, but it's just because like my head was everywhere at the time. I was a young boy.
How old were you?
17, 16, 17.
Yeah, this is years ago because I'm 28 now. So.
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you guys gonna like rekindle? She's getting closer to 30, so it's like the friend zone, right?
I can't be the last option.
I agree. It wouldn't be good for him. We've turned out to be really, really good friends, and
yeah.
I appreciate that more
Almost
than anything.
family now. Like,
Literally.
it's not even a thing anymore.
This is crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
that, I was not expecting. that.
Surprise.
Wow.
Everyone's just shocked. Now.
I didn't know if you guys were gonna tell them.
Yeah, I didn't know if I should. I was like, this is getting like kind of spicy.
So, okay, if she gets married someday, are you?
I would go. That's fine. She's my brethren.
What do you mean you would go to the wedding?
If I was invited, I'll go. But I think
mean,
I
what
would
if
be.
her new man said? Oh, so what if your new man said like this guy has all the things you look for?
Yeah.
You know, if you pass up on him, it's like that you're not getting better. It's just not happening. And he says, "I don't do guy friends. I don't date girls that don't have guy friends. If you want to be with me, I'm looking for a wife. And if you want to be with me, I don't date girls with guy friends. What you doing?"
Let me interject on that.
No, I want to answer first.
She being messy. That's hard because the guy that I love would never say that to me. But in this moment, I'll answer it because it will be a black and white moment. Okay. I would say no.
So you
I
would pass up on the
I would pass
guy
up on the guy.
for him.
Yeah, because he should never make me feel like there was an ultimatum to invite somebody I've known longer
it's not
than
an
him.
ultimatum, it's a standard.
It's standard.
See, this is like every time guys have a standard. I don't think you're doing it intentionally, but you kind of shame them for doing it.
Oh my
so if a guy says like,
gosh.
I don't want to date a girl with a bunch of guy friends hanging around. I don't want to date a girl that goes to the club. You're like, oh, why would you do that? Like that's controlling. If it's not controlling, it's a standard.
I didn't look. I'm new to this. I'm so sorry.
What if it was the other way around and the guy has his ex as his close friend? How are you feeling like that? Because I feel like it's okay for him.
It always depends on the situation. Because if you look at us, for example, like there hasn't been any sexual history in like 10 years. It's been a long time.
But there's been sexual history.
There has.
Yeah.
But it's been such a long time. But if like when she was seeing the other guy, me and him was cool. I used to go around to the house and chill with the both of them. It was no problem. He felt no type of way that I was there. She met, because as I told you, I'm a father. She met the mother of my child.
That can't happen. That can't happen. That can't happen.
I've met his child. I've met his.
This is all types of disrespect. This is all types of incest. Like, this is all types of.
Okay.
Whoa.
It's because we was friends before we got into a relationship, and then after we realized that we can't be in a relationship. So
we were friends when we were babies.
Yeah.
Our mums used to make us do play dates.
This is getting worse and worse. No, like what you guys have done is you guys should have just got it together. Instead, you guys have played games, gone into the world, and you still kept this connection.
He didn't want me.
And that makes it even worse because he got rid of you. See, as a man, this is giving me all types of red flags. So the first thing I'm going to say,
You should ask him though. Before you get that red flag.
No, we'll get to that.
Okay.
But the first thing I want to say as a man is you. If you've got a potential husband or boyfriend and he said to you, "I'm not comfortable with male friends around you," and if you use that as a thing to label him as insecure or as controlling, no. But I'm saying if you consider it as a problem, then you really don't know what it is to be loved by a man. No. I'm being real.
That's really sad. Do you really feel like that?
100% because
A lot of men feel like that.
Really?
Yeah, listen.
Oh my God.
Listen.
Guys, I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Just don't be disrespectful.
That's disrespectful.
Yes, it's very disrespectful. Listen.
Don't look at me like that. I actually agree with what you said.
I'm teaching you something. I'm teaching you something.
I do agree with what you said.
I'm teaching you something because when you get a man that actually wants you and you speak like this, he's gonna go straight away. Because for me, this is a red flag. I've got a girl and there's no way she could be having a barrage of male friends around her. Yes, she can know males and they had them before in her life and what have you not. But once I'm on the scene, no men can be calling her phone. She can't be saying I'm going to be out with some guy friends. If we're out and male friends see her, she needs to do that and to keep them on the other side. Do you know why? Because that
means all your male friends got to go, you know. Every person that you know, got to come out because it's disrespectful.
One at a time.
If you're outside and you have 5 or 6 different men that come to hug you in front of your man, that's a very big problem. So you can just, you know what I mean? Because if I saw you with your man and you was my friend, I would do that. I would know respectfully not to come over there and to start hugging you up in front of your man, even if we're day.brethren. It's about respect and boundaries.
Like, guys, like you have to understand, like, respect to men is love. Like, men don't feel loved if they don't feel respected, and your job as a woman is to make them look good. And this goes back to does it look good to a guy to have his girl hugging the whole football team, hugging the whole basketball team, hugging the whole rap scene?